Hi guys, welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. Welcome to my home in the sunshiny state of Florida. Welcome to my daily vlog. I'm wearing it. I washed it and I'm wearing it. Isn't that pretty? I like everything about this shirt. I love everything about this blouse. And it's a nice 60-degree day today. So, I've got just a little bit of sleeves to kind of protect the skin, but it's a lightweight shirt, so I'm able to enjoy some of this cooler air. Now, I'm super happy about the insulation that we just put in our attic. So you guys know my home was built in the early 1990s. And back then in the state of Florida, they only required an R19. Now, when anyone talks about insulation values and they use the word R, that's a resistance. That's your resistance, right? So an R19 is usually about this much, and depending on the type of insulation, it could be this deep, right? But the type of insulation we only had right around 4 to 5 inches. But also, because it was insulation from 30 years ago, it had kind of compacted, and it's actually the little air pockets that insulate. Yes, it is the material, but it's the air pockets in between the material that makes insulation really, really effective. And what most people don't know is that when you use like the blow-in insulation, the real fluffy stuff from recycled materials and stuff, anytime you use that, within the first 2 years, you're gonna see a 15 to 30% reduction. It's going to deflate, right? So that's always very important. It's always better to do a little over than it is to go under, because anytime you're talking about a blown-in insulation, you're talking about losing some of its R value in the first couple of years with settling, right? So our house had an R19, and there were areas in our house that didn't have any insulation. How do I know this? Number one, the insulation company told me this. But number two, you could literally you could open our closet door and heat would hit you in the face, like in the summertime. And in the wintertime, you could open up the closet door and it would be freezing in that closet. Also, in our bathroom, and then in here, we had some hot spots right here in the living room. I'm pointing as if you know where I'm pointing to. Okay, so right through our kitchen, right out here. That used to be a Florida room. It used to be a screened-in porch. And they made it part of living space. And when they did, they never insulated over the top. So yeah, and what my husband and I are super excited about is the fact that I went to bed last night. It was 73 degrees in this house. It was 73 last night when I went to bed. And I turned the heat on, but I turned the heat down to 65, right? Because I don't like it hot. It's 72 in here. It dropped 1 degree. And what that means is that insulation is doing its job, because it dropped down into the low 40s. So we're talking about a 30-degree temperature difference, what the thermostat was and what the temperature was outside, even with these old single-pane windows that I'm having replaced in February. I'm so excited. Like, I think this is going to cut our electric bill substantially, which is going to help. Today, after this opening segment, you are going to see just a few quick tips on saving money, doing keto, on how you can save some money on electricity. You see, I've got a couple things back there on the stove, and I'm starving, guys, so I'm fixing to go eat some of that food. But there's just a few tips there. Also, throughout this video today, we're going to be talking about what my plans are for the week. So I did a really good job last week of trying to perform self-care and be very aware when I'm in a toxic environment, be very aware when I'm feeling overwhelmed, stressed, high anxiety. And I did a really good job of balancing that with trying to be keto weight loss. I lost control a couple of days. Too much dairy. I didn't go off keto. I stayed keto and I maintained my weight. But guys, I really want to get back to my previous low. So the plans for the week is I am cutting the fluffy coffee. Number one, the creamer that I buy cost about $6 for a container, and that lasts me 7 to 10 days. So if I think about that a month, I'm spending $15 to $20 a month just on creamer, right? So I'm going to cut that out. We're going to go back to black coffee. And if I want a special fluffy coffee, right up the street, 2 miles from my house, is a place called Cattle Dog Coffee Roasters. They are a local company, mom and pop owned company that grinds their own beans. They make their own coffee. They have tons of flavor, lots of options as far as keto-friendly sweeteners and creamers. They do offer half and half. Just be careful with half and half because there are carbs in half and half. But anyway, so if I wanted a special coffee, I could go get me one, and spend $2 or $3 versus $5, $6 on a thing of creamer that's only going to last me 7 to 10 days. So I'm going to black coffee. What else that's going to do for me is it's going to extend my fast. Now, I'm not promoting fasting. I'm not doing any kind of fasting challenges, right? And because I come from a history of binge eating and really toxic food disorders, I don't white knuckle myself through a fast. I eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full. But I also understand that under extreme stress, the raise in cortisol, the raise in insulin from what's going on with me hormonally could be causing fake hunger. It might not be real hunger. Currently, before today, what I was doing is I was waking up in the morning, I was doing my cup of coffee, 2 or 3 tablespoons of cream, but guess what? It started with 1 fluffy coffee a day, and that was my thing, and now I'm getting into 2 and 3 cups of fluffy coffee a day. So not only am I adding to the dairy issues that I have with dairy, but I'm also adding to calories, I'm also adding to carbohydrates. So that's one place that I can compromise because I also do like a dark, rich coffee. So I'm going to lay off the fluffy coffees for a while. That's going to save me on average 200 to 300 calories a day. It's also going to save me 1 to 2 carbs a day. It's also going to probably help me lose some of this inflammation that I'm feeling and I'm seeing on the scale right now. The second thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be putting off, I've just kind of been eating, like mindlessly eating, like, oh, I'm hungry, let me grab a bite of this. I've been picking all day long, and so I need to get back to a 2 meals a day, make sure that I'm eating enough to keep myself full, no snacking in between meals, and definitely no keto sweets. All right, guys, so that's your intro. Next, you're gonna see a few tips, some of the things I'm eating, and as always, 100% accountability. All right, guys, one of the things I do to save money, because I'm not against eating out or buying store-bought or store-prepared food, is my Publix deli serves a 20-piece wing for $15. So number one, I'm getting these wings for less than $1, which is a pretty good price. The second thing is because it's 20 wings, I usually eat 6 to 7 wings in a serving. So I had a serving last night. This is a serving I'll be putting back in the fridge. And then I have a serving here in the oven I'm heating up for my first meal of the day. Now, as you could probably notice by the oven, I had 3 different items going. I'm trying not to let too much heat out. I have my bread, of course, going. I have a pan of bacon and my wings up there. By putting multiple items in the oven at one time, what I'm doing is I am keeping myself from having to heat this oven 3 times, costing money on my electric bill. I'm preventing my house from heating up, causing my air conditioner to run more, saving on my electric bill. And I am repurposing leftovers, making my store-bought foods last just a little bit longer. Anyway, hope that helps. Another thing that I do to save some money, sorry, this is my husband's side. Look how small it is. compared to all this. Okay, so the other thing I do is I'm very careful about the dates on my lunch meats. I have several lunch meats in here that will be expiring before December. So instead of buying lunch meat this week at the grocery store, I will be using up everything that I have in here. That also makes it very easy for meal planning. All right, guys, this is my first meal of the day. I've got me 8 wings that I've reheated. I have 2 measured tablespoons of chunky blue cheese and a ginger root beer Zevia. All right, guys, this is that hand-painted bird sun catcher that I did the other day that I showed you. It's absolutely beautiful. I have it here on its little chain, and yeah, that's what it looks like. I think it's gorgeous. I think all of these birds came out really well. I enjoyed doing it, so I'm going to do another one a little later. I've been a busy girl working on some resin. I have a super sparkly, glittery turtle, hand-painted turtle. That is a cell phone stand. I have worked on, look at the multi-dimensional colors. So what I did was I came in with a copper stripe down the back, and then I mixed in some greens, blacks, and golds. And I did mica powder all on the scales of this snake, concentrating in making the tail very dark black and the head a little darker. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I bet you it's going to be super cool when it's done. I can't wait to see it. And I have 3 more of these little light up Christmas trees started. One of them is going to be gold flake, one of them is silver flake, and one of them is snowflake. And just in case you've never seen it, this is one of those Christmas tree and starflake. And I put a little light in each one of these. This is a little battery operated light. It goes through, I think, 6 different colors. I can make this in really, really transparent green. I can make this in a soft pink if you're into the pink theme trees. I can do a lot with this design, but how cool is that? Isn't that pretty? Yep, you can have your very own little miniature lighted Christmas tree. All right, guys, here's my dinner tonight. That is a 12-ounce ribeye steak and 1 serving of broccoli. All right, guys, now I have lunch for the next day, and it's all from the same dinner order. I did not eat all of my steak. I have my steak wrapped up separately from my salad because I like mine medium rare. I don't want the blood in my salad. So this is going in the fridge, and guess who has lunch tomorrow? Guys, so I took a screenshot from my DoorDash order, right? And since I was already ordering the steak, I went ahead and upsized my steak for an additional $3.30. This is the screenshot where it shows you that I have that option. Now, I knew that that steak was going to be humongous. I knew that it came with a side of broccoli. And then what I did was my second side was a salad. Now tomorrow I have a steak salad for lunch. But let's just say that you really wanted to get thrifty. A lot of places will add on a salad to an existing entree or add on a side for just a couple of dollars. So let's say you wanted to eat the whole entire steak. A lot of times while you're already ordering, you can order a side with that and then pair it with something the next day. So just keep in mind that some restaurants, especially steakhouses, do offer an option of going up in size for just a very small amount of money, and then voila, you have dinner the next day. All right, guys, I'm wrapping up this gorgeous icy day. Man, throughout the day, these temperatures have fallen. It's supposed to get down to 42 degrees tonight, but man, that air is like ice. Holy cow, I'm glad I wore a jacket. I got all 3 dogs with me tonight. We're going for a nice long walk. I hope some of my tips and tricks today helped you consider new ways. Like, if you're going to a place that serves chicken, how much is it for an extra piece of chicken? If you're going to a place, how much extra is it for you to ask for an extra burger patty and then crumble that up in a little 99-cent dollar menu side side salad. You know what I'm saying? Get creative, guys. We can come up with other ways to save money and stay keto, as our economy is definitely uncertain. All right, so I put yesterday's live video on private because there were many comments that could get me in trouble with YouTube. There were many mentions and words used that are words that could have my platform actually taken down. So I work really hard at YouTube, guys. I work really hard at trying to bring you valuable content and entertainment for free every single day. And I would hope that you could respect my work and know that 99% of the time we are on track talking about keto, talking about grocery shopping for keto, talking about weight loss, reversing your mindset, bringing God into your journey. I would hope that a 15-minute conversation about a controversial subject would not force you to take an action towards me that could cause me to lose my platform. I'm asking you as a human, one human to another, not to do that. But, you know, all in all, you have to answer in life for things that you do, and you have to be okay with the person looking back in the mirror. So I'm leaving it in God's hand and trusting that you'll do the right thing. Anyway, so I had to take it down and make it private. Anyway, these are my macros today. Not great for weight loss, but a good day overall. Starting tomorrow, I'm tightening up the belt, if you will, a little bit. We're going to go to black coffee. We're going to try to do a 16-hour fast, which I usually do comfortably anyway. But this time it's really going to be a fast because I'm not putting any cream, any sweetener, nothing in my coffee. It is literally just black coffee. So I'm going to start taking advantage of some fasting. But you know what? If I wake up hungry and I feel like I have to white knuckle it through the fast, then you know what? I do a 12-hour fast. And then tomorrow, the next day I try to do a 13-hour fast. And then the next day I go for 14. And if I make it to 16 hours, yay. If I don't make it to 16 hours, it at least gives me a starting point. And that is how you have to start looking at your journey. I don't expect you to come back to keto. I don't expect you to be keto and every day to be 100% perfect. Man, you showed up. If you showed up, that is half the battle, and it's the hardest half. So great job showing up. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Taking the pups out for a walk. I'm gonna try to get them to do 2 miles in this icy, chilly weather, and I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog, a stricter vlog. I gotta get my stuff together. Have a great night. Good night and sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.